Guten Erev Shabbos, everybody. Ephraim Schwartz calling you here from this Shabbos. We're in Evan Shmuel by my beautiful cousins, Zelegs Bergman's beautiful house here in this yeshuv in the south of Eretz Yisrael. Get to spend Thanksgiving weekend with them here for Shabbos. And Thanksgiving is a time for family get-togethers, especially, I guess, last year since people couldn't get together. I'm sure there's a lot more families gathering this Shabbos. And I always said, Thanksgiving is a very important time, or, certainly these family get-togethers, Pesach Seders, is for families to get together and remember why they only see each other once a year. Usually after the end of the week or so, everybody understands very well, oh my gosh, it's beautiful. We have a nice phone relationship with one another, but in the same house with everybody with their own kids, right? It gets a little hectic, a little bit mishuga. But those are very important one times a year. And if there's any Parsha that should get you ready for family get-togethers and what can happen this Shabbos, Parsha's Vayeishev is perhaps the critical Parsha to learn about families not getting together. And what happens when families don't get together. It's such a hard, difficult parsha to see this fighting, the internal fighting between the brothers and with Yosef. And we have to understand it. We have to understand it on a deeper level, and we have to understand perhaps what we're supposed to get for them. Because all of the gullahs, all of the exiles, it all starts from here. This is really where we get to the meat and potatoes of or the falafel and the pita part of this exile that we're in. And it starts, as we're told, as Sinas Chinam. And the Parsha starts off with Yaakov favoring one of his children, Yosef, as we know. And Yosef is snitching back and forth, and he has these dreams. He sees the bad things that the brothers are doing, and he's trying to tell his father. Although I saw Agav, an incredible verse, says, Vayavai es dibasam ra el aviem. He brought their bad tidings to their father. I saw just an incredible idea. It should say Vayisaper. He told them. What does it mean that he brought them? So that goes back to a Baal Shem Tov word that we said a few years ago, where the Baal Shem Tov says that if a person sees somebody else doing something bad, it's because I'm doing something. There's something that I have to fix. And Yosef certainly sees these things in his brothers, and he understands, like the Baal Shem Tov says, if you remember, we said this word a few weeks ago, I have to fix something myself. So he brought the stories to his father in order to find out what he needs to fix, but not just as a snitcher. But regardless, right, we find this incredible idea that Yosef is creating this friction between him and his brothers as well. Right, it gets even worse and it escalates. Right, when he starts having these dreams of grandeur, which are nevuas, which are prophecies, but brothers are going to bow down to him. The brothers are going to, the stars and the suns and the moon and the wheat stalks, and they're all going to bow down to Yosef, and that becomes very intimidating to the brothers on a spiritual level. In fact, Rav Shamshin Raphael Hirsch has an incredible thing. He says that the brothers understood that each shevet, each tribe has its own purpose. And are you saying that we're all just falling under your purpose, Yosef? Is that the idea? Really, that we don't count? We're not worth anything? We're going to bow down to you and totally. That was the future of Klal Yisrael. And then they take that a step further and they say, well, Avram had Yishmael and Yaakov had Yitzchak had an Esav, and maybe you're that bad thing that's trying to divide us. Interestingly enough. Right, you're trying to go ahead and nullify our individuality and the avoda of each tribe that we have, and therefore Rosh Hashanah says, you know what they do? It says Vayelchu Echav, and the brothers go. The Vayelchu Echav liros es tzon aviyem b'Shechem. Rosh Hashanah Hirsch says that they went. You know why they went? Because they realized that they couldn't be together with him anymore. We just. We see that Yaakov is Shamar, as Yaakov is favoring Yosef, this and that, and it's just going to lead to fights, and we can't be together with him anymore. No more Thanksgiving dinners, no more Chanuka parties. We're out of here, and they just all leave because if we stay here much longer, we can't be together in the same room. And this is again the what we see over here is again the incredible, almost the strength of the brothers that are leaving because they don't want to get into a fight. And one would think that that's a worthy thing. The truth of the matter is, Yaakov, however, doesn't see it that way. Yaakov understands, with his brother, with Esav. I went around and I didn't talk to him. We didn't communicate. We went to, and I have to come in with my mother. Rivka sends me to steal the blessings, and it just leads to further. This passive resentment of not putting it out on the table and not talking it through. It's an incredible. It's the worst thing. And Yaakov sends Yosef, and what does he tell them? He says to them, "Lech na." He says, "Go." Yosef, your brothers are going there. I'm going to go ahead and send you to them. Fix it, make it work. Don't make the same mistakes I did. Go over there and figure it out, talk it through. And Yosef says, he goes, I'm ready. And Rashi says on the point over there, I know that they hate me, but I'm still going to go. I'm still going to do it. And Yaakov goes, no, you're not getting it. You're going to go there with the attitude that they hate you and you hate you. It's not going to work. Zak the Rebbe made pshris. He says a beautiful thing. He says, Vayemer la, and he says, Lech na re'eyes shleimachecha. Go find the peace of your brothers. Right? Go ahead and find the good things. You're one brother. You're Jewish people. There's something positive. Find that positive thing in each of them, and then you'll be able to go ahead and be successful. And it's shlom hatzon. Sheep, it's interesting. What you're mixing in my brothers and my fight, my turtles and sheep. He goes, you know what? When you have sheep, and you have this sheep and that sheep, there's not a good sheep and a bad sheep. They're just sheep, right? And you just have to take care of them all together and work with each and every single one of them, right? Your brothers are the same way. There's no bad brothers here. My mita is shleima. Everyone has a purpose. Find the shleim achecha. Find the peace of your brother. I remember when I was getting one of my chassan shmuz that I got from my Rabbi Yisrael Asia. He told me a very powerful idea. He told me when he was in, I think I might have even said this story once, when he was in the Miri's, the Chabura over there, there was, I would say he was one of the best guys in the Chabura, if not the best guy in the Chabura, and the Rosh Chabura was leaving, and the head of the group of men learning, and he was supposed to, a lot of people were pushing him to take over that role. But there was a guy that was there longer than him. He wasn't nearly as good as him, but he was, wasn't able to, but he was using his seniority to take that position. People were very upset about that. And Rabbi Yisrael didn't know what to do. So he goes into the Reshiva of Shmuel Birnbaum at the time. And he tells him, this is, people are pushing me to do to become the Rosh Chabura and this and that, and I'd like to do it. But at the same time, this person, is asserting his seniority, and I don't know what to do. And Rosh Shmuel Birnbaum was like, here. He goes, you know what you should do? You should talk to the guy. Rabbi Yisrael says, he goes, listen, Mekenish redden mit them. Right? He's not the type of guy that we can talk to. So Shmuel looks at him and goes, Oib Mekenish redden mit jede eine. If you can't speak to every single person, right? As Mekenish chasna machen. You can't get married. Right? Your wife is eventually going to be somebody that you're going to feel, I can't talk to her. She's just out of her, He goes, and unless you're able to go ahead and to talk to everybody in every situation, then you're going to have challenges getting married to anybody, because your wife is, there's always going to be a person that's going to be, oh my gosh, I can't talk to that. I just, I want to walk out. I want to just go do the shepherding in Shechem. The idea and the lesson is that you have to be able to talk to everybody. Right? You have to be able to find the shalom achecha in every single brother, in every single person that we have. That's the message. Thanksgiving dinner, we get together, Chanuka time to get together, and we have to be able to, we get together because we know that we have so much close. We're family. We have a shared bond. And then what happens? This one's got his dreams, and this one's got his chalaibis, and this one's messing up with this, and this is getting my nerves, and all of a sudden, all the bad stuff comes around, and we forget about, the unique bond. What does Hashem do? He sends us to Gullus, right? As a result of that, when we forget that, He sends us to Gullus, and then all of a sudden, we're in the concentration camp together. Or all of a sudden, we're surrounded by a Greek army that wants to wipe us off the face of the earth. And then we remember why we are one, why we're together, why all those silly, petty differences that we had, the different strimal that he wears, the yarmulke that he wears, it's meaningless, right? Because we're all the Am Hashem. We all have each individuality. It's a powerful thought for Chanuka, a powerful thought for Vayeishev, a powerful thought for Thanksgiving and for life. We have to be able to talk to everybody. We have to be able to find the shalom in everybody. If we do that, Amir Hashem, we should be Zaycha, Amir Hashem, this Sunday night to be lighting. We get the message of goals. We should be able to light as a result of that. The Yevanim nikbetu alai b'mei achmanu parsu chaymais midalai v'timu achman u'minaisar kankanim, from those little flasks of oil that we find in every one of us, the shemen that's in each one of us, will go ahead and be able to relight the Beis HaMikdash, the menorah in the Beis HaMikdash rebuilt. Have an incredible Shabbos, a great Chanuka, and a happy Thanksgiving.